What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ronney Sports Corner. Before I get into it, I just would like you guys to like and subscribe. Um, I talked a lot of NFL over the past really past few weeks. So I told you I would start getting into NBA. So right now, feel like it's the best time. Super Bowl coming up, so feel like it's the best time. Big trades happen. This would definitely be a short video. I do got a lot more NBA coming. But yeah, it's gonna be a short video. Just wanted to talk about the two trades that happened over the past weekend. So everybody pretty much knows now Luca and the AD trade happened over the past weekend. Probably the biggest trade since I've been alive as far as player for player. Um, it's kind of hard to tell right now who won the trade. Um, I know everybody's saying the Lakers traded for a future, which definitely Luka Doncic, a top five player in the NBA, so definitely traded for a future. He one of the faces of the NBA going forward. So definitely it's hard to say is not a win there. But at the same time, they traded a lot of their draft picks away. So I don't know if they're going to be getting some of that back somehow, or if they just plan on just trying to sign players. Which I mean, Luca kind of will make it easier for you now that you got offense. I mean, you can really he ran ISO ball for a lot of his years in Dallas. So you have somebody in the middle of the offense. So he's gonna create points just him alone. So it'll be easier to build a team. So I see what they were getting at there. They this current year, if they don't get a center, I don't see them going past the second round. And I maybe see them going to the second round, depending on who they play in the first round. So it's hard for me to see him without a center. AD did a lot for that team defensively for sure. Offensively too. Uh Most of the time he had to be a second best player. So he did a lot for that team. And like I said, I believe Luca will pick up offensively. I don't feel like they lose anything really offensively. I mean if they're at the basket that that's somewhat, but Luca throws lobs a lot, so he get a lot of points inside. Um, like I said, they losing a lot defensively. AD is the top five defensive player year every year, so losing a lot defensively. So that's going to hurt them, I believe. Like I said, I don't see them going past the second round and arguably going to the second round. But for the future, I see why they made this trade. Dallas Mavericks GM, he's close to being on the edge right now uh getting an ass whooping or something. Like he's close because you tell me you traded a top five player in the NBA without your coach knowing, well, without anybody knowing except for the owner. So your coach looking at you sideways in the interview. Now, like I said, AD is a top 10 player when healthy. So we need to stop disrespecting AD in that manner. He's a top 10 player when healthy. He brings a lot offensively and defensively because he's a mismatch on both sides. So, I mean, it wasn't like a terrible trade. It's just the fact that you traded a top five player who's under 26, 27 years old. So everybody's looking at you sideways because and you sitting over here telling people, yeah, they didn't know about the trade. So they're like, they skill like, I gotta coach the team. I have to coach this team, and you're not gonna tell me about it. And like I said, right now it's basically an addition right now because Luca missed a lot of this season anyway. Like half of the season, Luca already missed. So right now it just feel like an addition. But over time, it's like we traded a top five player into the league. So it's gonna over time it's gonna look bad. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he got some other moves that he's gonna make in the future. Hopefully he does for his job's sake. Cause if not, AD needs to resign. Until Luke is like 31, 32, AD better be playing for Dallas. Like that's how it is. AD better be playing for Dallas until Luca is like 32. Because right now you doing this trade. Now, I'm looking at the team currently right now. AD putting AD at the four is going to be a mismatch for teams. Like it's going to be a huge mismatch because a lot of teams don't play big nowadays. Depending on if AD uses his size, also most of the time he likes to post up. Um, I mean he had to for the Lakers, so I mean hopefully he carries some of that over to Dallas and not, try to be too much of an outside player. Go back to posting up. You have a mismatch at the four. So I think he should definitely help the team. You got Kyrie, so you got a closer, obviously. Kyrie, one of the best closers in the league. So I mean, like I said, Dallas still looks nice. They still look really good. You got centers inside, so now AD don't have to play the five. You still got defenders with PJ Washington. You got Klay Thompson, so you got a shooter. Regardless of if he's at the end of his career or not, you have to respect his jump shot. So, I mean, I see what Dallas is doing. I like what he's doing. It's just you trade a top five player. So it's hard for everybody to get on. I mean, like I said, if anybody else, maybe people might be like, okay, I understand why you made this trade. But it's just you trading that guy and he's 25 years old. So like I said, for the most part, it wasn't like it's hard to describe this trade. And to be honest with you, I think everybody thought it was a joke or whatever. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I got the text in my phone, I was like, man, stop playing around. I was like, I was wondering, like, I'm like, man, you talking some Luke on the Lakers. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, stop. And next thing you know, you go on social media and see Luke is on the Lakers. Like, but when you see he's trade for AD, it started to make sense because you're like, that's one of the only people you can trade him for. So, like I said, this trade is definitely shook up. I ain't gonna say it shook up the NBA, but it gave everybody a notice that anybody can be traded. And as you listen to all the players now, they realize like anybody can be traded at any time. So yeah, for sure, definitely will say we got some good NBA basketball coming forward. My bad, going forward. I'm sorry, I said that kind of weird. But yeah, going forward, we got some good NBA basketball. My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, and also there was another trade. I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this enough. But De'Aaron Fox to Spurs for Zach LaVine going to the Kings and the Bulls. Who are the Bulls getting? Sorry, they pretty much they just traded to get Zach LaVine off the team, honestly. But start saving some money. Um, but yeah, I like that trade for San Antonio. Chris Paul, I'm not sure if they're gonna put him back on the bench or not. I don't know. Chris Paul is known for elevating guys though. Like before SGA became a superstar, he was there helping him. Uh, I can't really say how much he helped James Harden. James Harden was already pretty much like that, but he's known to elevate players. He's helping Victor Wembanyama right now. And like I said, having De'Aaron Fox there, you have De'Aaron Fox was a good closer in Sacramento also. So you're adding a good closer. He's gonna make life a lot easier for Victor Wembanyama. Because honestly, when you look at some of the Spurs games, it's it's almost like they don't realize how good he is. Because sometimes they just it's on him also. He stands out at the 3-point line a lot, so he makes himself a lot easier to guard. But sometimes when he is down low, there is nobody in the league other than probably Rudy Gobert. And he's a mismatch for Rudy Gobert. But there's nobody in the league that if he puts his hand up, that you shouldn't be able to get him the ball because nobody can like reach that high. So you should be able to get him the ball whenever he wants the ball. Now I'm saying every single possession you should at least look for him. Whether he gets the ball every possession is different, but you should definitely look for him. So I definitely think De'Aaron Fox is gonna make life a lot easier given it's probably like 25 points, 26 points, 6 assists. And that's adding on to what they already have because they really didn't have to trade anybody. They kept a lot of their people. So San Antonio, I actually like what they did with their trade. The Kings with Zach LaVine. I'm not sure what the Kings are trying to do, if I'm being honest with you. Um, Obviously Zach LaVine is gonna keep some people in their seats because he's an exciting player. He has been scoring pretty good this year, but he's always been a good scorer. So I mean that's nothing new. But like I said, the Kings, them getting DeMar DeRozan over the summer, and I guess people thought that was gonna be a lot bigger than what it was. And for the most part, it's just, I mean, they fired their coach, so after that, it's been tough, been rough. So I don't know. Like I said, the Kings, I don't have them making the playoffs. I don't have them in the. I don't even have them in the what is it, 6 through, my bad, the 7 through 10. I don't even have them in the I forgot this thing that the NBA made up. I'm sorry. It's not coming to my head right now. But yeah, for the most part, I don't have them in the 7 to 10 range. So I definitely think that they'll probably miss the playoffs. Which is bad because Sabonis has been playing like some of the best basketball of his career. But I mean, I feel like they dysfunctional right now, and I don't feel like they know which direction they going in. Because if you want to go young, then you might want to trade Sabonis and try to get some picks. So depending if you're trying to go young, I know De'Aaron Fox asked for a trade, kind of shook them because that's what be a franchise guy. So right now, it's kind of like they kind of need to just start all the way over. Whether they will do that or not, I don't know. But I don't know. Like I said, I like what the Bulls did as far as getting off a Zach LaVine contract because they honestly they're not doing nothing in the East. The whole East looks bad, if I'm being honest with you. I want to get into East and West right now since, like I said, I didn't talk basketball with y'all. uh, I talked about why NBA, I don't think NBA is competitive, but I didn't talk basketball with y'all in a while. So right now in the East and the West, probably got like 5 to 6 title contenders, legit title contenders. Obviously the Celtics. I feel like they're probably a favorite right now, even though they've been struggling lately. But honestly, they're battle tested. So I got Celtics as a title contender. The Cavs, I'm gonna need to see it to believe it. I just don't believe it right now. I'm gonna need to see it to believe it. Um, Knicks, you gotta give Knicks a title contender. You gotta say it. I mean, they added Towns, which he's been playing really good this year. They had Mikal Bridges, he's going to be a defender for them, and he's been knocking down his threes this year. Even though it's weird, like his shot look awful, but he's been knocking it down. So you got to give the Knicks their credit. Jalen Brunson is. I'm not gonna say he's a MVP candidate this year, but he's a top 10 as far as he's probably the best guard in the East. Um, best point guard in the East. So gotta give one to them. And honestly, you kind of always gotta respect the Bucks just because Giannis. So whether honestly, my two teams in the East are the Celtics and Knicks, but I'm gonna put the Bucks as far as third, but I don't really know whether we're gonna say a championship contender or not. Really, I only got two teams out of that conference. Then obviously I go to a Western Conference. I'm sticking with OKC. I know a lot of people don't like OKC because they said you got to show them in the playoffs. I feel like they had the heartbreaker last year in the playoffs against Dallas, and I feel like that helped them this year. As you can see, they doing a lot more stuff team together. Like they doing team interviews, everything like that. They doing a lot of stuff team together. Even when they got players out, they're still playing good. Like Jalen Williams has been out the past 2 or 3 games. They have been blowing teams out without him. Chet has been out for like a month or two. They still been winning games, still at the top of Western Conference. So I gotta give them their respect. I think they grew from last year. Like I said, a lot of people not gonna believe it because, like I said, it's the regular season. But SGA Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has been the best player in the league this year. So I gotta give them their respect. Um, Memphis. I mean, it's hard for me to say because Ja has been out for like the last playoff, man, last playoffs or so. But I mean, they're playing pretty good right now. Like I said, a lot of teams in the West are unproven. So Houston, they're playing really good right now. But like I said, they're unproven. I feel like Houston gonna need that heartbreaker in the playoffs first. I feel like probably a first round heartbreaker to get them to kind of grow up a little bit. But for the most part, they got young talent in Houston. Like they look really good. And then they got Ime Udoka coaching now. So he's going to bring that experience coaching wise to help them for a lack of experience playing wise in the playoffs. Um, Denver, you gotta respect Denver. I mean, they got the best player. Shea Gibbs Alexander has been the best player in the league this year, but Nikola Jokic is I don't wanna make this sound crazy because like I said, I'm saying SGA is the best player in the league this year. But Jokic is the best player in the NBA. So I know that sounds crazy. So, but Jokic is the best player in the league. So if you look at him play, the game just looks super easy to him. So obviously with him, you're always gonna be a title contender. He's a mismatch alone. So you have to double team. And when you have to double team him, you got Michael Porter Jr., who's streaky, so it depends. Jamal Murray, who's streaky, so it depends. They lost a lot from that championship team as far as defensively wise. But I mean, they got 2 days. Well, they got till tomorrow for the trade deadline. So let's see what they possibly do. And like I said, I think Dallas gonna be pretty good in the playoffs. It's all about unproven teams in the West. Honestly, it's all about unproven teams. It's really you can say Denver's the only proven team, but Denver has lost players off their championship team, so it's the wild, wild west, honestly. So, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting rest of the year. We only in February, so March, April, May, June. We got some time to watch some good basketball, and hopefully, I believe that the NBA is gonna start picking it up. Definitely given all these trades and everything like that, we're about to see a whole different NBA. So, it's gonna be pretty interesting to watch. Um, but like I said, it was just gonna be a short video for the NBA. I'm gonna get more into NBA going forward because, like I said, it was always my first thing when I was growing up. But comment below and let me know who y'all believe are gonna win in the East and West. But it's early, so I mean, like I said, who are y'all favorites for right now? As the year, well, as the NBA season continues to go along, then we'll talk more about, we'll update more. But who are y'all favorites right now? Comment below and let me know. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with a lot of stuff. I'm not just gonna be talking sports. I'm about to start expanding a little bit more to different avenues. My main thing will always be sports, but I'm starting expanding a little bit more. So give y'all a little bit more of my perspective on different things. So I mean, I just hope that y'all like it. I'm just gonna be myself. So whether you like it or not, it's gonna be me. But like, subscribe, comment, wherever y'all think. I'll definitely be back soon and thank y'all for watching. See you next time.